Hi, this is Mr. Thompson coming to you from the Moss campus of Ivy Academia, and what I'm doing is creating a video series that will hopefully help our staff successfully integrate the California content standards with the national standards for entrepreneurship. In order to do this, I'm going to begin with a 5-part series on integrating the entrepreneurial standards with the California content standards. The first week, this week, is going to be called the integration mindset. The next week will be called math, the third week English language arts, the fourth week science, and the fifth week history. So, at the end of this 5-part series, we'll begin to have a good idea on how to successfully integrate these E standards to our California content standards. The first lesson that I'm going to do today is called the integration mindset. And I believe to have a successful integration mindset, you're going to have to learn these three concepts. Concept 1 is called think. Concept 2 is question. Concept 3 is combined. And then after we use those three concepts, we will be able to successfully create an essential question. So let's begin with the exercises under this mindset. Our first concept we're working with is the concept called think. In our first lesson, we're only going to use what is in our classroom to develop an integrated essential question. The first concept we're working with is called think. In order to be able to produce effective lessons, we have to think entrepreneurially and we have to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. So follow me. The first thing I want you to do is to look around your classroom and select one object. Okay? Look around your classroom, select an object. I've selected this pen. Now I've selected this pen, and with this pen I see the name of the company. The name of the company on the pen is called Papermate. That leads me to my second concept. Concept 2 is called question. The first question you want to ask yourself is what academic areas were involved in creating this product? Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the object that you have selected and I want you to begin to think through the core academic areas and begin to think about how your product and the core academic areas work together. So I look at this first and I see Papermate. So obviously if you're a lower level teacher, spelling was involved. You think about you have a pen, you have ink inside of it. Well, there's science involved in that because you have the ink that the people are going to write with and you can break down the components of the ink. Third thing you want to think about is history. Well, we have the evolution of product and how we wrote in this country. We had felt tip pens and then that evolved on up to where we have ballpoint pens today. Then you think about the academic area of math. Well, there were calculations involved to create this product and make it into a pen so that it could write. So just by my quick thinking, I was able to breeze through the academic areas. Now I have a basis to begin to add these academic areas into entrepreneurship. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of work. Let's research the company that we've selected from our product and use what's on their website as a jumping off point for academic content. Now, when I look at the Papermate website, the first thing that comes to mind is I have a lot of vocabulary here that I can use. For instance, we've got environmental, we have leadership, we have accountability, we have integration. So I can think now I have jumping off points for classroom discussions about the role of leadership, about the role of accountability, or what even integration means. But what I'm going to do is teach you how to use your content standard from your core area and your entrepreneurial standard in order to bring this alive into a real lesson. Step 3 is simply called combine. So I selected the 6th grade content standard 1.2, create multiple paragraph expository compositions. Then I select my E standards, fundamentals of communication, reinforce service through communication. Finally, I make my essential questions. How do companies use multiple paragraph expository compositions to reinforce service? In review, the first thing we're going to do is think. What E-skills are involved? The second step is the question. What content areas are used to produce the product, service, or E-skill? The third thing you're going to do is you're going to combine. You're going to select your E-standard and your content standard to make an essential question to drive your classroom lesson. In closing, we have been able to create an essential question using the concepts that I've provided to work with our content standards in entrepreneurship and our content areas. Let's continue to expose ourselves to entrepreneurial ideas. More exposure to entrepreneurial ideas will make it easier for you to move around between the core content standards and the national entrepreneurial standards. Remember, at Ivy Academia, we are innovators, not imitators. So, signing off for this week, this is Mr. Thompson. Next week, we're going to be talking about math. If you have any questions about this video or future videos, don't hesitate to email me or give me a call at any campus. Bye-bye.